The words you are about to hear come from the real court trial of Sean "Diddy" Combs. These were shared by Inner City Press. Before we start, just know, this story can be a bit scary. It's only meant to teach and entertain. When Kanye West walked into the courtroom, no one knew what he was going to say. But what he said shocked everyone. People just sat there staring. Kanye said that Kanye told the court that Diddy was part of a secret group with a lot of power. He said this group might have helped bring down Michael Jackson. Kanye talked about a man named Fahim Muhammad died, who now works as Diddy's head of security. He also worked with Michael Jackson before he died. This made Kanye believe that Diddy was not just a music star. He might also be connected to the strange death of Michael Jackson, who was called the King of Pop. In this video, we will look closely at what Kanye said, the clues that are showing up, and the scary links between people that could change everything. The courtroom was already tense. Every day had sad and hard stories. But when they talked about Michael's scary last phone call, where he said he felt someone was after him, it got even worse. Kanye said Diddy was the one secretly making it all happen. Kanye didn't think this was just panic. He said it was a real warning. The people on the jury looked very shocked. But nothing could prepare them for what happened when Kanye came in wearing dark sunglasses. His hands shook a little, but he spoke clearly. He stood up and spoke like he had waited his whole life for this. He said, "I'm not here to talk about music. I'm here to talk about murder." People gasped, and the judge told everyone to be quiet. But the room still felt heavy. Then Kanye calmly explained that he was asked to speak about what Diddy had done, and about how he might be part of a plan that brought Michael Jackson down. Kanye said this wasn't just gossip or something said behind the scenes. He said that the same people who tried to make him seem crazy, including his old trainer Harley Pasternak, were part of it too. Kanye said that some of the people around Michael Jackson near the end of his life were not really helping him. He talked again about Fahim Muhammad, who had worked for Diddy for a long time. Fahim also became Michael's bodyguard just a few months before Michael died in 2009. But Kanye said Fahim wasn't just there to protect Michael. He was there to make sure Michael stayed quiet. According to Kanye, the same people who told Kanye to stay in line or disappear, told Michael the same thing too. Kanye said, "I was once told the same thing as Michael. If you fight back, you won't make it to the stage." He said both he and Michael got messages like this, just in different ways. But neither of them listened. Then Kanye shared that he had heard Michael's last voicemail. He said Michael's family played it for him and believed it was real. In the voicemail, Michael sounded scared. At the end of the message he supposedly said, "Tell them it's Puffy, he knows he's here." When the people in the courtroom heard this, they were shocked. Some of them looked really scared. You could hear their heavy breathing, and some whispered as if someone might be listening in. Kanye said again, Michael knew. Diddy was holding the edge of the table tightly. His lawyers leaned in and whispered quickly in his ear. Kanye kept talking. He focused on a name most people don't hear about on TV or in the news. Fahim Muhammad. Kanye said many people don't really know who Fahim is or where he came from. So he wanted to tell the truth. He said maybe it's not just a random thing that Fahim worked for both Michael Jackson and Diddy. Then Kanye asked a big, scary question. Why would someone as famous as Michael Jackson trust his life to a 20-year-old with no big experience in protecting people? Fahim had just finished college at Sacramento State. But soon after that, he was picked to protect the most famous man in the world. Kanye said that was strange. He also pointed out something else. Michael Jackson didn't even choose Fahim himself. Kanye said this came from the 2011 trial about Michael's doctor, Conrad Murray. He said Fahim was brought in by someone else, not by Michael. Kanye told the jury that Fahim knew a lot about Michael Jackson's life. He had access to Michael's schedule, his medicine, his workers, and even the things that scared him most. Kanye said Fahim had worked for Diddy for many years, doing many jobs, some official, some not. And when Fahim was working for Michael, it wasn't really to protect him. Kanye believed it was to control him. Kanye said these strange connections all led back to someone named Sean Combs. Kanye didn't come right out and say that Fahim was like a spy. But he gave the jury a big clue. He asked, what kind of bodyguard gives speeches at a fancy school like Wharton? He said it was strange that Fahim spoke at Wharton, a school that's known to have links to the military and secret programs. Kanye thought this was a warning sign. He told the jury, Fahim didn't carry a weapon, his weapon was his mission. Then Kanye shared stories about how Fahim helped delete security videos and clean hard drives from Michael's home after he died. And now, Kanye said, that same man is helping Diddy run everything. Kanye brought up a lawsuit by someone named Lil Rod. In that case, Fahim was named as the one who made sure people followed a criminal plan. The same kind of plan Kanye said was used on Michael Jackson. Then Kanye asked, if Fahim could do that to Michael, then what about me? Am I next? Then Kanye started talking about something he had hinted at for years but had never said this clearly in court before. Handlers. He said these are secret people who are sent into the lives of famous people to watch them, control them, and make them stay quiet. He pointed to his own life as proof. Kanye looked right at the jury and said, that man told me he'd lock me in a hospital if I didn't listen. What do you think happens to people who don't follow their rules? Kanye said that man even texted him once and said he'd send him back to Zombieland if he didn't behave. That man was Harley Pasternak. Kanye said he used to be his handler. Then Kanye made a bold connection. He said Harley and Fahim were two different people, but both did the same job. Kanye told a story. Michael Jackson became powerful when he bought half of Sony's music. Then he stood up to a music boss named Tommy Mottola and spoke out in public. After that, suddenly, Michael was sick, drugged, and then gone, with Fahim right there. Kanye said it was a pattern. Different artists, same goal. Control. He said Michael Jackson had his own Harley. Someone who had the keys to his house, the key to his medicine, and even the key to his life. Fahim Muhammad, who now works as Diddy's head of security, was a big part of Kanye's story. Kanye told the jury that his rise to fame made some big companies upset, like Adidas, the Grammys, Balenciaga, and even his old friend Jay-Z. Kanye said he wouldn't follow their rules. And then suddenly, bad things started happening to him. He was told to go back to Zombieland. He was sent to hospitals, lost deals, and started to feel like he was becoming a modern-day version of Michael Jackson. But Kanye wasn't done. He said other famous singers who stood up and spoke out, like Prince, DMX, and Whitney Houston, also said they were scared before they died. You don't have to trust me, Kanye told the jury. Just look at the pattern. Look at how they smile while they silence us. The judge called for a short break. But the room already felt heavy and sad. Kanye's words had gone to a darker place, and people were feeling it. The jury sat completely still. One person was even crying. The rest stared straight ahead, not moving much. Their faces didn't show much, but their bodies were stiff. Then Kanye spoke about Michael Jackson's final phone call, made just a few days before he died. Kanye said this voicemail was Michael's last try to ask for help. He sounded scared and nervous. The voice on the call said, I don't feel safe. He's here. I know he is. They're trying to take everything. Kanye said this voicemail was never played in public. But someone in Michael's family saved it. Kanye then shared the last and scariest line from that call. Tell them it's Puffy, he knows he's here. Please protect the kids. The courtroom filled with gasps. The judge asked for order, but that quote hit everyone hard. Kanye said the message had been sent to someone close to Michael. Maybe a friend or a family member. But that person didn't believe it was serious at the time. Then Kanye told the court how, in Michael's last days, he became more and more alone. He was pushed out of his own team and surrounded by people he barely knew. Kanye again pointed straight at Fahim Muhammad and asked, why would a 20-something guy fresh out of college be in charge of the most famous person on earth? Then Kanye asked another question. Why did all of Michael's old trusted security guards suddenly disappear? Why? Kanye asked the court a big question. Who put Fahim in charge of Michael Jackson's safety? Then he pointed out something strange. On the night Michael died, the cameras at his house didn't work. The whole security system failed. Kanye said the tape was erased, just like what happened in a secret place connected to Diddy, called the Diddy Tunnel. Then Kanye shared something even more shocking. He talked about how much money was involved. Michael Jackson was worth billions of dollars because he owned the rights to a lot of music. His comeback tour was going to break records. And the music catalog? Kanye said people would kill for that. Then Kanye asked, what if Michael wasn't supposed to die from that medicine? What if they were planning something else, and someone messed up? What if someone panicked and ended it too early? He ended that part by saying something serious. Michael Jackson's death was the best business deal Sony ever made. After that, Kanye started talking about other famous singers who, like Michael, were treated badly when they tried to speak out. He listed names, like he was saying goodbye at a funeral. He talked about Whitney Houston, DMX, Prince, Amy Winehouse, and Lisa Left Eye Lopez. He reminded the court that Prince had fought hard to own his own music and told others to be careful with music contracts. Prince warned everyone, "Don't let them take your soul." But later, Prince was found alone in an elevator. After telling friends he felt someone was after him. Kanye said Prince started acting strange in public, talking in code about death and being watched. Then he mentioned Whitney Houston, who once told her music boss, Clive Davis, that she knew too much. Kanye said Whitney had seen strange things at parties connected to Diddy. He believed people made her look crazy, so no one would believe the real reason behind her death. Then Kanye spoke about Lisa Left Eye Lopez. He said she made a video in Honduras, just before she died, saying she was being chased and seeing ghosts. You know what she said in that video? Kanye asked the court. She said her car crashed even though there was nothing in the road. Kanye said these were not just accidents. He believed these were planned. A way to get rid of artists who didn't obey the rules. When you stop being useful to the system, or you speak out, or you own too much, they don't want you around anymore, Kanye said. Then he mentioned another famous name. Biggie Smalls. Do you think it's a mistake that Biggie's death is still a mystery? Kanye asked. And the only one still standing from that group is Diddy. Diddy Combs, who runs one of the most powerful and protected empires ever. Kanye told the court that Diddy's brand wasn't just about music. It was really about power, control, and keeping people quiet. He brought up the lawsuit from Lil Rod, which said Diddy threw parties with drugs, bribes, and worse. But Kanye said that wasn't even the full story. He believed the real goal was to control people's lives and keep them afraid. Kanye said, "You can't fight this with a lawyer. You fight it with light, with truth." He talked about the big police raids on Diddy's homes and said not all of the videos they found were ever shown to the public. "I've seen some of those videos," Kanye claimed. He said Diddy had strong connections to top business people, politicians, and former spies. And that's why people suddenly disappear, and why lawsuits get erased. Kanye told the court about something he called the pyramid. But this wasn't a building. It was a group of people. Assistants, stylists, music producers, trainers, bodyguards, and lawyers. All working together for one purpose. To keep stars quiet and watch them all the time. He said, "You're not allowed to leave. You're not allowed to talk. And if you do, you'll never get another job." Kanye said some of those people are still working in the music world. Some own companies. Some were even sitting right there in the courtroom. Then Kanye dropped a big name again. Fahim Muhammad. He looked around the room and said something really serious. The industry didn't just let Michael die. They turned his death into a way to make money. Then he explained. The enforcer is the person who makes scary phone calls, deletes messages, and tells you to be quiet, or else. He said that the enforcer was Fahim. The courtroom got very quiet. Kanye had just said some of the most shocking things out loud. In front of everyone. Fahim didn't say anything back, but people noticed that he didn't look calm anymore. His jaw got tight, his fingers twitched, and he whispered angrily to his lawyers. Something about Kanye's words made his calm face start to crack. Kanye's words weren't just a speech. They felt like thunder. Even though Fahim shook his head, he didn't say Kanye was lying. Then Kanye slowly looked at Diddy and said, "You know what you did to him. You watched the king fall." People in the courtroom started whispering. The judge banged the gavel and told everyone to be quiet. Reporters in the room rushed to type the moment into their phones. Some even said it felt like history was happening right there in front of them. Diddy didn't shout or fight back. He looked stuck, like he didn't know what to do. One journalist from Rolling Stone even wrote, "Diddy's face went blank, like he wasn't in charge anymore." Kanye's words had changed the whole mood of the room. He then told the jury about times when Michael Jackson told him he felt scared. Michael thought someone was watching him, even inside his own house. This part of Kanye's story didn't feel like a rant. It felt more like he was finally saying something he had kept inside for a long, long time. Kanye didn't say Diddy's name again, but he said the person who scared Michael looked just like Fahim Muhammad. Then came Kanye's last big point. He said Diddy made a ton of money in 2010, about $700 million, by getting music catalogs, including some tied to Michael Jackson. He said, "I'm not here to entertain. I'm here because someone died, and someone else got rich from it." The moment Kanye's words were shown on live video and posted all over the internet, the world went wild. Big news channels like CNN and TMZ started saying, "Did Diddy have something to do with Michael Jackson's death?" People were shocked. Kanye had painted a clear picture. Michael Jackson was worth more money dead than alive, and someone made sure he died. Then Michael's sister, LaToya Jackson, said something powerful through her lawyer. Kanye said what we couldn't say for 15 years. "My brother was murdered, and the industry knows it." She added, "Michael didn't die from just taking too much medicine. Someone wanted him gone." That's when the world really stopped. Then came a huge leak. Emails got out, sent by a secret person inside the company that was helping with Michael's tour. These emails said that the bosses knew Michael was too sick to perform, but they didn't care. One email even said, "He doesn't need to be well. Just make it through opening night." After Kanye's talk, more people came forward. Former workers from Michael's home said they saw strange bodyguards the night before he died. Another said Michael was so scared, he would sleep with music playing because he thought he was hearing voices through the walls. Even police officers who worked on the case back in 2009 said, "We missed something. Maybe this wasn't just a doctor's mistake. Maybe it was a setup." News stations started playing Kanye's testimony over and over again. Some people still said he was just making up stories, but others started to believe him, especially when he said, "They're still watching us." When the court took a break after Kanye's speech, the courthouse was buzzing. Security guards doubled, reporters ran to confirm rumors, and people started to believe that the Jackson family might now be helping the case. Kanye wasn't trending because of a new song. He was trending because he might have told a truth that many were too scared to say out loud. Then things got really serious. Diddy called an emergency meeting with both his lawyers and others to talk about how big this had become. His lawyers said Kanye was just being dramatic and not telling the truth. But people didn't believe that. Social media blew up with videos of Kanye saying, "They want to call me crazy, but I'm the only one telling the truth." Behind the scenes, lawyers were rechecking witness lists. People said federal agents had started looking at old Michael Jackson files again. They were especially interested in that voicemail Michael left, and everything Kanye had revealed. But the saddest part came from Michael's kids. Michael's son, Prince Jackson, posted a tweet that he later deleted. It said, "My father feared the industry. Now I know why." And his daughter, Paris Jackson, told her friends that she didn't believe her father's death was an accident. What started as a case about Diddy had now become something much bigger. It was about the whole music industry. Its secrets, its lies, and how it treats the stars it makes famous. It was also about Kanye West, and what happens when someone tries to speak the truth. There was only one big question left. Will this change anything? Because if Kanye was right, and if Diddy really did have something to do with the fall of the world's greatest star, then this isn't just a trial. It's a reckoning.